Right now. Okay, boys. 2 years we've been building up to this
And we
moment.
kicked Bantha out.
We did kick Bantha out. Look, he's the one that after building up like 8 or 9 movies that he didn't watch without us, he didn't watch a single one of them. He didn't do even one. Showed no sign of catching up. Why would he stay?
Bro got expelled for failure to do homework.
Even once, he couldn't even do one. He wanted us to watch one of those movies a second time with him. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, I'm just here for the marks. Yeah, I didn't do any of the work.
It's okay. You weren't on the list either, so you're good.
Yeah, I got called in as a sub.
We watched all 46 DreamWorks cinematic releases. None of that straight to DVD shit, or the ones that went straight to Netflix. None of that.
No Joseph.
Only the cinematic release. Yeah, so no Joseph, King of Dreams. No the Orion and the Dark One. That just didn't work out for them. So sad. But we watched the other 46. When we started, do you know what the newest movie when we started was? Who's got that one on lock?
Was it Boss Baby?
It was Bad Guys. Boss Baby. Boss Baby came out in like 2018, bro.
Yeah, the newest movie.
Well,
technically it would be Kung Fu Panda 4, but
well, that's the newest one now.
But
it's
at the time it was
But yeah, when we started,
actually was Ruby Gillman out at the time?
No.
Lower.
Let's start the ranking. So you guys all sent me your rankings 1 through 46.
Yes, it did.
Very meticulous analysis of the amazing 2 horrendous movies.
Yup.
You guys have a guess for what the worst movie is?
Home.
I was gonna say Homer.
Home.
I'm looking home. I'm looking home.
Larry, what are you looking at?
It's always home, bro.
All 3 of you said Home.
Or Turbo.
You would be right. It's Home. Home is the worst movie in all of DreamWorks. We didn't even watch it that long ago, and I don't remember really anything that happened.
Rihanna. There was Rihanna.
Rihanna listened to Rihanna. That was like the most.
Jim Parsons, I guess.
Yeah. He was in the movie.
Dude, there was a lack of Bazinga.
Yeah, there was no Bazinga. You see, I didn't even understand what was happening from the start. What was it? They were like aliens that take over planets, but then they send the people on the planets to some like fucking like utopia. Like what was going on? They're like Viltrumites, but slightly less evil.
I think the other funny thing is with the people that they kidnap, they're like, "This is okay."
Yeah. Ain't nobody okay with that. Just getting
like,
uprooted.
Look. In this economy, free housing, yo. Just saying.
So I'll list where we all ranked it. I'll do it in this order. Every time I say a movie, I'll say 4 numbers. It'll be my ranking, Larry, Will, and Daniel. So I was 44, 46, 45, 46. 2 of you had it at the bottom. I guess I had it the highest.
You did have it highest.
You
It's
did
crazy.
have it the highest.
But
What
look,
did you have
man,
below
it's
that?
still awful, bro. It's still garbage. It doesn't matter. Home was so boring. It is crazy. It wasn't funny. It wasn't memorable. The story wasn't very good. I don't know what the general consensus of this movie is, but I thought it was.
Oh, the one thing is like there was a cat that became a meme for like 2 months. It had no idea where he came from, and after all these years,
How do you remember that?
Where the cat
How do you remember
from.
that?
I don't
remember a cat in that movie. I'll be
I was
real.
gonna say I don't even remember there being a cat in the movie.
Oh no.
That cat.
Oh my
Anyways.
god. Okay, now I remember it. But
Alright, sure.
Yeah, I did not remember that. I was remembering the cat from Soul. Yeah,
Well, we
horrible movie. Horrible movie. Alright, so 45th place, also at the bottom, of course. Ranking 45, 42, 46, 44. It's Turbo. Turbo second.
Not your people, Daniel. That's your people right there.
Of course, Will had this one in last. And then all the rest of us had a pretty. Larry had the highest of 42, still like in his F tier. So
The only reason
what
why
do we
this
think
movie
about
didn't,
that movie, bro?
the only reason why it didn't go last is because it mentioned tacos, and I went like, "Yo, my people."
That movie is
Damn.
low key like racist.
Oh, it
That
is.
was
I think it is
racist.
racist.
It is. But
That's
here's
why I
the
was like,
thing.
yo, this should bottom tier racism in my kids movie.
Dude, but here's the thing: if you ever go to Latin America and you're racist towards us, we go like, "Yo, you're just like us," because we're all racist towards each other.
True.
Just how it is.
You know, you guys are just like, oh, my people mentioned.
Exactly. Like, fuck. Yo, tacos? No way.
And yet
So
Larry was the one to have this one ranked his hot, one of the highest between us.
Yeah, you're gonna say one of them, bro. It's like it's still at the bottom.
Yeah, I'm racist. You heard it.
Larry's the most racist of all of us. He's still had an F tier, so he's not actually racist, just like on the percentage, right?
You're officially my amigo for life now, Larry.
Yo,
True. Turbo was really. There's that part where Turbo is just a snail, right? Like a normal snail. Yep. He falls into a car and becomes a car.
Yes.
He has a radio. Like, what happened? You know, I know you're not supposed to question children's movies, but this one was that's just dumb. Like, that's just horrendous writing.
Yeah. This movie has a severe lack. Usually, the way we say kids' movies is like you need a lot of suspend of disbelief, right? This just takes it to a whole new level. Like you cannot suspend your disbelief that much, you know.
All these movies in the cinematic disaster tier are movies I would not even let my kids watch.
Yeah.
At least the one is enough tier, like that's a kids movie. But these ones don't even show them to your kids, man. Number 44, ranking 43, 45, 43, 45. Spirit Untamed.
Spirit
Untamed.
Oh no.
Unsurprisingly, near the bottom. I think purely on, at least, of all the Dreamworks movies, this is the most childish. At least in terms of it's made for children. I don't even know if it's the most childish, but it's definitely more geared to
Underpants.
It's one. I think it's one of them. Underpants is definitely the other one, bro.
I know what you mean though, because in the movie it looks like a Barbie movie. Like when my sister was like 5, I watched all the Barbie movies with her, and they all look the same.
Barbie movies clear of this movie. This shit was
100%. 100%.
Boring as hell. The story didn't. They were like teleporting across the fucking, like from location to location because there was so little.
The best plot point of the movie was, what was inside the barn. A little barn.
Oh yeah, he was like he had like bombs or something. No,
Yeah.
It was like a train, right, or something.
It was a train, yeah.
But there was an explosion, which made us think he was like carrying bombs.
I thought it was a school shooter.
Yeah, we were like, yo, this movie about to go 0 to 100. I'm all about it.
If it was bombs, this movie goes up like 5 spots. Since it's just trains, it's in the bottom 3 spot. Me and Will had it in the same spot. Larry and Daniel had it in the same spot. It just got put in the middle there.
I want to say though, dude, also, this movie, Spirit 1's gonna be so much higher than this. Like, this is just
worst sequel. By
movie.
far, worst sequel.
Like,
it should be a shame for even being in the same series. It has nothing to do with the first movie.
Yeah.
The only thing that has in common is horses. It's not even the same horse, they're just the same name. We won't talk about the art style change.
Oh gosh.
Alright. Moving on. We're staying in the same tier, of course. 46, 43, 44, 39. My lowest ranked movie. Daniel ranked it a bit higher than the rest of us. Captain Underpants.
Yep.
I hate this with a passion, bro. I think this movie
I hated this movie.
Basically the worst thing I've ever watched. Honestly,
the word I would use to describe this movie, brain rot.
It's just not meant for us. Yeah.
Look, bro.
Oh, I saw this with you guys a little bit.
Yeah, you did see some of it.
This is fucking garbage.
I have a 7-year-old child. I'm gonna let him watch this movie. I'd be ashamed. I hate this movie, bro. It was
What, you don't like? What was it? The toilet at the end? That's crazy.
Are you guys telling me I'm gonna be the Captain Underpants apologist?
Amongst Us, yeah, because
Yeah.
the
You
humor
rated
in
the
this
highest.
movie, I think, is basically the worst thing ever. It is the most Illumination tier movie of all DreamWorks movies. You know, in terms of the way it goes about it. It's selling itself as a movie.
It has Kevin Hart in it. That's my defense. There's no
True. But there's
Bro.
good actors in every movie. Turbo had Sheldon Cooper's
Shark
in
Tales.
Home.
Shark Tales. Don't even get me started on Shark Tales.
There's a character in this movie called I looked it up right now. Professor Pee-Pee Diarrhea Stained Poopy Pants Esquire. This is what we're dealing with.
I remember that. The worst part is I remember that name, and I remember you and I think we went off. I was like, "Yo, what the fuck is this movie?"
It's not it, man. It's not it.
I think the worst part is we gaslit ourselves into thinking this would be okay because it looked nice.
Look, it looks
And
nice. This movie
it did
actually
look nice.
is the best looking movie we've talked about so far. And it's also the one that I heard people say was good, which pisses me off.
I heard the same things, but like this movie was all style, no substance.
All right, Daniel, give it your defense. Larry, what'd you say?
The entire movie was like a Bob's Burgers B plot.
Fucking Gene tier humor in this movie, bro.
I think I already gave my funny answer. My non-funny serious answer. I think there's movies here I hate more than this one.
That's
fair. So I put it higher.
We're not done with the bottom tier.
Yep.
Because there's bad ones. We got our. I feel like we knew this was gonna be the bottom four most of
Yeah, yeah.
Because basically, this was just straight up my bottom four, I think. Yeah, this is just straight up my bottom four. It's also Larry's bottom four, and it's also Will's bottom four. Actually, no, Larry had another one in this bottom four category that hasn't been talked about yet. But otherwise, these are all the worst. So, anyone want to guess what the next movie is?
I pretty good guess. Ants, yeah. I think it's Ants.
Larry, what do you think?
Please let it be Ants.
Sorry, Larry. 41, 39, 42, 41.
The Trolls?
We are Madagascar 3.
Oh, yeah, right.
Holy shit.
Right.
Madagascar
movie.
At one point, as we went through, because this is one of the earlier ones we watched, at one point this was the worst movie of the bunch.
Now listen. This movie was peak for about like 10 minutes.
Yeah, those 10 minutes were actually pretty good. It was starting off with a worth a watch.
It was here. And then we went here, and then we here, and then we here, and then here.
It fell off a cliff.
It had one scene that if that was the whole movie, it was peak cinema.
I would like to say there's a pretty big gap between Madagascar 3 and Captain Underpants. The bottom four are all pretty close, and this one's pretty clear ahead of the other ones.
Yeah. Hold up, I'm gonna do a cheer breaker.
That's because this first 10 minutes, 20 minutes ish, was actually pretty good. It was hot. It had pretty good pace, maybe a little too fast actually, because they pretty much teleported from Africa to like France, and that's when we got introduced to the best part of the movie, the villain. I don't remember her name, but that cop, she's the best.
She revived her soldiers.
She revived them while singing like the national anthem in French.
That's what I'm saying. If that whole scene was the movie, this is peak cinema. Peak cinema.
As soon as they moved to, I think it's like England or whatever they went to, as soon as they got past that France section, there was nothing. The movie was a bore. There was nothing. It wasn't funny. Visually, it wasn't even that impressive. Half the characters don't even matter. What the hell did Marty, Gloria, and Melman do in this movie?
Marty did like the Afro Circus.
What he did was a one-off joke that had lasted 3 seconds.
Lasted way too long.
There was no King Julian.
He was the advertisement for
King Julian was trying to fuck a bear that couldn't even speak.
I remember that one. Yeah. Do you remember Tony the Tiger?
There was not enough King Julian, man.
Yeah, Tony the Tiger trying to go through the ring. Like, this movie was just boring. And after that start, it's even more disappointing. There was that one scene though with the Katy Perry firework.
Oh,
remember
but
that.
that was so corny.
But,
Not in a good way. See, I hated this movie when I was a kid. Like, I hated it.
I will say, I watched none of these movies before we started watching the Dreamworks movies.
Yeah.
Not a
When I
single
was
movies.
When I was a kid, I watched Turbo and this one, and I hated both. And I still do. And I still do. In fact, I think I hate them more because I watched them for a second time.
Yeah, so now you'll get your wish, Larry. The next movie is Ants.
Yeah.
And actually, it's my fault. It didn't go lower. 33.
Jeez.
44, 40, 43.
Are you fucking bastard?
Larry, the only one that had it in his bottom 3.
Larry was going in thinking that I would be the one to ruin the ranking for him,
I
but it was
think
Navi though.
Ants isn't that bad to me. It's not that bad. It looks ugly, but it's old. And I appreciate the movies that are just less childish, and I thought Ants was less childish.
Look, man, that magnifying glass
peak.
scene spoke to me.
That's a scene that would never show up in these later movies, because I've said it. DreamWorks started to become too they started gearing their movies more towards like young children over the years, and Ants is a complete opposite. This is like straight up like I think there's a lot of material in this movie that would never even fly ever again.
Dude, this is the biggest thing for me. It's like, oh, yo, to the fucking whatever, the princess or whatever. Oh,
Yeah,
hey, I fucked you over. But by the way,
there
I
was some
also saved you.
Stockholm shit in that movie. It was
Yeah.
bad.
Yes.
It was gross and weird.
Yeah, that made me feel way too uncomfortable.
The characters in this movie are just like the main character. At least he's just awful.
the maker is a fucking loser.
Yeah, he's
I
just the
fucking hate
worst.
him.
But I thought the story was actually all right. I like Sylvester Stallone Ant. I like that other girl. She's pretty cool too.
Oh,
The one that's
the
like Sylvester
Commander
Stallone's
Soldier?
girlfriend. That one was pretty cool. But yeah,
Is it like
this
Commander?
guy sucks. I don't remember exactly everything because it has been a while since we watched this. So
Yeah.
still got 2 more movies in F tier in cinematic disaster. So next movie, we're actually pretty consistent on this one. 40, 40, 39, 40.
Ooh.
Trolls World
Ooh.
Tour.
Yeah.
All of us
yeah.
had this in pretty much the same spot.
Hey, it was pretty.
Look. This
It was
movie
pretty-
started
it was
probably
pretty.
like as one of the worst, and then we actually watched some bad shit, and we're like, we Stockholm
Look.
back. We're like, oh, maybe you weren't. We're like, it was like a bad ex. Like, oh, maybe you weren't that bad after all.
This
Maybe we
movie is
treated you too
shit.
badly.
This movie is shit, but it's not entirely without any entertainment value. There's some funny scenes, or at least just scenes that get me, I remember them, right? The fucking country trolls singing like Kelly Clarkson's. I remember that.
I remember
the K-pop trolls that want the reggaeton troll.
Yeah.
The saxophone guy. I remember that guy.
You remember the James Corden people?
Yeah, the James Corden was the worst part of this movie. He was the worst.
Too much James Corden.
Get him out of the movie. This movie goes up at least a couple spots.
Yep.
What purpose did James Corden troll serve? Tell me, and then this movie can go up a few ranks.
His purpose was to keep it in this bottom tier.
Thank you, James Corden.
Terrible movie for the most part. Kind of like the funk trolls are kind of. I like the troll designs actually.
Yeah.
Troll World has some good designs. It's a funny, fun-looking movie. The conflict made no sense. Racism allegory, classic racism allegory.
Yep. Like rock gnomes want to take over everything. I mean, trolls.
So we all agree that pop trolls are the white people, right? Like trolls.
Oh, 100%.
They're like colonizers.
That's crazy.
The pop trolls are colonizers. Alright. We're moving on to the top of F tier. The best garbage we watched. Who knows what that last one is? Anyone lock in a guess?
Shark Tales.
No, we cannot be Shark Tales.
It's probably Shark Tales.
No, it's probably Shark Tales.
We got one person did rank this a lot higher than the rest of us. 38, 41, 41, 31. Shark Tale.
Yo,
It was Shark Tale. Look, this movie sucks. It is ugly. It's probably the ugliest movie of all Dreamworks movies. The main character is maybe the worst character. Like, even worse than the one from Ants, to me. For the Will Smith fish, what was his name? Oscar? I hate that guy.
Yep.
He's just the worst. Yeah, classic liar revealed plot. No one likes liar revealed plots. Right?
Yeah.
But you know what? This movie is kind of funny sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
And this movie might have the best cast of any movie in DreamWorks.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
and you
got
know what makes it...
Will Smith has got Jack Black, Robert De Niro, Martin Scorsese, Angelina Jolie, Bob Marley's brother, Renee Zellweger, yeah, Ziggy Marley. The story sucks. Oscar sucks. The movie is ugly.
Yep.
Why is there there's like a fish that cuts sushi? What the hell is his deal? What is he serving?
It's like a cannibal. What can I say?
There's product placement all over this movie too. It's so dumb. But it's so much better than everything else I watch in this tier.
Yes, it is.
In fact, I think I had it the tier above, but we'll keep
Like,
it
here's
down
the thing.
Disaster.
This is the thing. All those movies before them were like a car crash. This is also a car crash, but it's a funny.
But funny. It's a funny car crash, right?
It's a funny car
I
crash.
think the top two movies here are kind of funny car crashes. In some ways.
They have their moments.
They have their moments. That's not something I can say about Home or Turbo or Spirit Untamed. Or
Also, another thing
Underpants.
about Shark Tale is how uninterested a lot of the voice actors sound with their lines in this movie. So
Angelina Jolie did not give a fuck.
they don't give a fuck, and it's just so funny to me.
They had
like,
the
oh,
elite
so
cast
you're
on a garbage movie, right?
Yep.
Alright. So, shouts to
We're
Shark
moving
Tale. The best of the trash. Don't watch
I'm
any
not-
of those movies. If you are going to watch any of them, watch Shark Tale. Just because it's a funny car crash.
And maybe have a few drinks beforehand, you know.
It's even better on the Game Boy.
True.
Oh no. No.
It is one of the 3 movies you can watch on the GBA. Moving on to our one is enough. Watch it one time. That's good enough. You won't regret it. You might, but just don't watch it again. Alright, so starting us off, 39, 38, 38, 32. Daniel with the high ranking here. Boss Baby.
Buzz, baby.
Boss baby.
You know, going into this, I thought I would hate it a lot, but it surprised me a little bit.
Boss Baby's not horrible, you know?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
the
yeah.
bottom of my C tier.
It was the bottom of my D tier, which is just above my.
Well, my C tier was basically C and D, so.
So just so you guys know, I put Buzz Baby next to Shark Tale on mine.
That makes
I
sense.
have
Damn.
very similar
Yeah.
opinions. It's
And they're
just
beside each
all-
other now. It's here too.
Yeah,
Pretty much,
it's just,
yeah.
look, it's Alec Baldwin. It's the opposite of Shark Tale effect. I think he goes too hard on a baby, and it's funny.
No,
It's
Alec
funny.
Baldwin is amazing in this movie.
Like,
Alec Baldwin puts us all in any movie he's in.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
he's in some other movies on this ranking. It's not his only appearance.
Yep.
Look, if Alec Baldwin can make an effort in like Thomas the Tank Engine, surely he can make an effort in Boss Baby.
Look,
Yeah.
Boss Baby, the story sucks. It's pretty juvenile. It's just like a story, and the humor's not great. It's not always terrible though. And
Yeah.
the story's very generic, and like the conflict they have is as predictable as it gets.
So
and
simple.
the resolution is as dumb as it gets. But let me tell you what Boss Baby has that the other movies don't have. Alec Baldwin, Boss Baby, he has aura.
Yep.
He has aura, bro.
Bro, look at him. Look at him. Just look at him.
Like, you know, say what you will about Boss Baby, that character's iconic. There's not a single iconic character in that bottom
Bro,
tier.
what happens if you're in a bar and this baby comes out of nowhere wearing a suit and slaps your girl? What do you do? Nothing. That's right.
Yeah,
nothing.
she can't do anything. Yeah.
It's a fucking
It's like,
baby.
what the
She
fuck
can't
did
do
they just slap my girl's ass? That's crazy.
Look, bro, Boss Babies, you know, say what you will about the movie, I like the fact that it exists.
Yep,
Just because
I
I
agree.
like Boss Baby as a concept. It's so dumb, it's kind of funny. We have a movie that the only thing missing from my F tier that didn't make it. Anyone got a guess? Which is a movie that I hate way more than you guys?
The
Rise of the Guardians.
Yeah. Rise of the Guardians.
Oh, okay.
42, 34, 30, 38. I think this movie sucks. It's boring. I don't care about
There
the
it is.
characters. I think it looks ugly. It's not funny, like, ever. It's like one of the least funny movies on this list. Like, Turbo is somehow funnier.
I've always described this movie as a nothing burger.
Yeah, I think it's a nasty patty, but...
But I did like I ranked it. I think I ranked it the highest. So
Put it at 30.
Yeah, I watched it as a kid, so part of it was also just nostalgia because I know I didn't hate it as a kid, but I also knew it wasn't good.
Fun fact, before I came to Canada, this is one of the last movies I watched in theaters in Venezuela, and wanna know what? I fucking hated it. So when I watched this, it reminded me of that time, man, this is really one of the last movies I watched here. This is like eating a soggy burger.
Damn.
Yeah, I told you it's a nothing.
It's a
I told you this
nasty
whole movie's a
patty,
nothing burger.
Yo, I like the Australian bunny.
Oh,
It
Shirley
was a
Bunny's fun.
buddy that was
It was fun.
Australian, yeah.
The Australian bunny.
The thing is,
I mean, he was
this
played by
movie-
Hugh Jackman, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was Hugh
This-
Jackman.
Wasn't Alec
This
Baldwin in
movie-
this movie?
I believe so. This-
Alec
this-
wasn't Alec. I think Alec Baldwin was Santa.
Santa.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's-
this movie has has not charm per se, but just individual moments of some characters like Buff Santa, Sterling Bunny, the Dream
Look,
Guy.
the movie didn't do anything horrendously bad, but it played it so safe that it was like boring as hell.
Fair.
Yeah,
I
like
think
the
this
Nightmare
movie
King.
had more potential than a lot of the ones below. I think it completely.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It had more of a plot. Probably the most plot in any movie we've discussed. Except
Yeah.
Ants, maybe.
Always back to ants. Always back to just.
Next
Alright.
movie.
So we got an older one here. 37-26. 36-42, the highest ranked movie we've seen from anyone. With Larry's ranking of Over the Hedge.
Over the Hedge.
Ooh, over the hedge.
So we
Oh,
already
there's no
discussed the liar revealed trope. A guy hides a secret and gets exposed, and that's the conflict of the movie, and then he gets forgiven somehow.
Yo,
Yeah.
I just like the meme.
True. The memes in
Sure.
this movie are not that bad. I like the Verminator. He's pretty good.
Yeah, that guy's
Oh.
pretty sick.
He's
Dude,
Yo,
pretty
you remember-
Turtle?
Remember how he
Turtle
stepped in
Bunny.
that backyard? Oh my
That was
god.
sick, dude. That was sick. I kind of like the villain woman too, the Karen. She's kind of funny.
Eh.
This movie isn't great, but we're getting to the point where the movies aren't that bad.
This is funny meme.
Yeah, that's the meme. That's the huh?
Oh.
Huh?
Also, the turtle? Worst character in the movie.
Yep.
He's just annoying, man.
He's a doomer, yup.
He's such a doomer. And then the fucking 180 he pulls after, was it RJ, like the liar revealed thing happens? The 180 he pulls and becomes the good guy. Like, what do you mean? You were being an asshole to him the whole movie. That's crazy. This is the first movie we're talking about that I watched as a kid. Actually, no, Shark Tale
Yeah.
was there too. Shark Tale I watched as a kid too.
Yeah.
It's my era. Alright, moving on. 35, 36, 37, 23. So Daniel,
Ooh.
much higher than the rest of us. We got Trolls 1.
Trolls
Oh.
1. Hmm.
Trolls wasn't bad. It was just
I
like,
can understand I can honestly understand why it would be 23 on his list. Like, I think these are the movies where I can understand some deviation.
I think these movies, there's some entertainment value in here, except for as the Guardian.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dan, you're a bit of an outlier. Go ahead, because you put in like a tier above.
Yeah. I think this is a movie that it's silly. It's very silly. It has a very good duo, like chemistry, like with the first two characters.
Justin Timberlake chemistry.
Yeah, their chemistry is impeccable. Like
Anna
it's so
Kendrick
entertaining to
annoying
watch.
as hell in this movie, though.
She is. But the thing is, it's a perfect match made in heaven. It is. The only thing is that this movie's plot goes to shit. Some of the characters are not funny,
Nope.
so I wouldn't put it higher.
The
but-
birth of James Corden troll. We also
And
have
this is
that
great.
troll that farts glitter.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a very pretty movie.
It's pretty.
The musical parts are good. Well done.
For the most part, sometimes there's like a little grating. But sometimes it works. It's funny
works.
enough sometimes.
Yeah, and because most of the movie is based on this too,
Yeah,
I say it's good. That's why I like it.
fair enough. I just think it's whatever. But I will say it has the one thing. You guys know what it is. Say it with me. Singing killed my grandma.
Yeah, that's
Justin
true.
Timberlake be like, yo, this singing killed my grandma. I hate it. I hate it.
Okay, so actually, we're gonna get 3 in a row where one person ranks it way higher than everyone else, and everyone else has it like mid, late, low 30s. 20 says me. 30, 33,
20.
32, 37. We got Monsters versus Aliens.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
I
was
just
so
think this
expecting-
movie's funny, man. It's
I
funny.
don't know.
man.
I don't know.
I don't like it that
I think
much.
the blue blob guy is funny. I think
Oh,
some of the
that's
scenes
Seth
where they're
Rogen,
destroying the
man.
town
Yeah.
is kind of funny. I think
Seth
the
Rogen's
the president is like the funniest thing ever.
Oh,
The story is nothing. The movie doesn't look that good. I think it's kind of funny. And when the guy
jokes.
just breaks up with the I forgot her
This
name.
movie reinforced that I didn't like it, but I didn't dislike it more. I didn't dislike it less than how I remembered it. I liked it a little bit more than
I
I
actually
remembered.
disliked it before, and then I've come around to it in this rewatch. I kind of liked it. It was more entertaining, and maybe I just like it more because we watched in that time when he watched too many of the later DreamWorks movies, which are just so much more built for children. This one just kind of the stupid edginess of the older ones. I like, you know.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Blue Bob is Seth Rogen, so you know.
Seth Rogen, yeah, the Seth Rogen blob. I love that guy.
Remember, there was a joke. I don't know why I find it so funny. There was in the war room in Pentagon, and there was just this lady that just kept screaming. That was really funny for some reason.
And look, man, we all know the scene with the president.
Yeah, banger.
That's the best scene of any movie we've seen so far. And Madagascar 3 had that beginning section.
That's true.
Alright, so it's almost the same. This actually might be tied. Yeah, this looks like it's tied. 29, 31, 26, 36. Ruby Gilman, Teenage Crime.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's just I don't hate the movie. It's just like the plot wasn't interesting to me. You know
It
what
wasn't
I mean?
that interesting.
It felt like a very. It felt like another very safe movie.
Yeah.
But I think I gave it points in its favor because it was one of the newer ones.
It looked
But
nice.
I think I could. Yeah, so it definitely looked really
I really
good.
like the
and
movements of all the characters. They're very, bouncy. I don't know.
Yeah.
They looked like fish people.
The ending was very pretty. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was really pretty.
But I don't think
could
the
tell
plot,
that
the plot wasn't
what's her
crazy,
face-
but it wasn't offensive.
The villain
either. It's
girl,
like-
I could tell she was gonna be. Oh, well, she was being her friend.
Yeah,
I could
she
tell
was
she
gonna
was
double
gonna be the
cross.
villain. But I will say, I was surprised that she was like her mom or something. Wasn't like she was pretending to be her mom's daughter. Who was just the mom to begin with. So, I didn't expect that, but otherwise, whatever movie. Not terrible, just average.
Yeah.
Just a definitively average. Next movie, 2 of us had it at one spot, and the other 2 had it like 10 spots below, so it just goes right in the middle. 25, 35, 34, 25, me and Daniel.
Oh.
My brother. We got Mr. Peabody and Sherman.
Oh, Mr. Peabody and Sherman.
Oh, Peabody and Sherman. Okay, the thing with this is it's just everywhere. I don't know. I know that's like the whole plot thing, but like,
dude, I think one of the stupidest things in the movie was like the girl got kidnapped. She's like, I fucking hate you, Sherman. And then, like, God, right? Literally 5 minutes later, without explanations, you're like, you aight? You just saved my life.
Well, I will say it's because she was about to die.
Yeah, she got kidnapped by the Egyptians. I remember.
She thought she was gonna be royalty, and then she was gonna die. Isn't that what happened?
Yeah, because Mr. Peabody and like nerd emoji'd her, and he's like, "Oh, but actually, you're gonna die. They're gonna wrap you, and you're gonna die." And she's like, "Oh, I don't want to die. Save me."
Yo.
And then they saved her, and then she's like, "Oh my god, you guys are my heroes. All right, let's go fuck up the timeline some more."
What do you want her to say? Be like, "Oh, fuck you guys."
Fuck you guys. I hate you.
I think the development on her, liking them should have been more progressive.
It was pretty sudden. She stopped hating him after like 1/3 of the movie.
Like that's my biggest gripe. I'm like, where was the progression?
She bullied Sherman for like the first 20 to 30 minutes of the movie, and then immediately they're best friends. And then there's another hour of the movie.
I don't know why he fucking showed her the fucking time machine anyway in the first place. Like, come on, man.
My main problem with this movie... Go ahead, Larry. Go ahead. Finish up.
It's the only reason why I put it a little higher than the other ones is because I'm a dog. Yep.
True. You got that dog.
You got him?
So, I kind of like the movie, but I was held back by one thing. And it's a big thing, which the plot is the most absurd shit. Like, what even happened at the end? The conclusion was like, what, fucking going so far in time that everything fixed itself, and everyone went back to their time period. Like, what the? She's like, Peabody died, and then he comes back.
Yeah, and they were like putting an emphasis, like such a big emphasis on, oh my god, we should never meet in person, right?
Yeah, and then like, it didn't even matter that much.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It didn't matter in the end.
We're still chilling, and the one is enough tier. Another one where somebody ranked it way higher than the rest of us. 31-17. This one's Larry. 35-34. The Shrek the Third.
I mean, it's a Shrek movie.
Wow, 15. That's a big
one. Like, Shrek is still Shrek to me. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. Shrek is still Shrek.
You know what?
I think this movie's still kind of funny.
Yeah,
and it has the older DreamWorks edginess, where even the bad movies still kind of made me laugh.
And I don't hate the kid. I don't know. I don't think I hate the
Justin Timberlake kid. He's alright.
Yeah.
I think the conflict between him and Shrek was a little stupid, but I did kind of think his character was alright, and I kind of liked how they came together at the end.
Yeah, he had a full character arc, Yeah. I mean, he got cocky, he got humbled, and then he was
And then I guess he saved the day in the end, so
He did save the day in the end.
I like how all the princesses come together.
The princesses were like, yeah.
That was the best part.
Snow White just suddenly singing Led Zeppelin.
Dude, that was so sick.
I don't think Prince Charming is a good villain. I like him as like a side villain. I think as the main villain, he's weak, man.
He was supposed to be a comedy villain. That's what his role was originally. But then they tried to make him an actual villain, and it just flopped.
Yeah, he's not main villain material. He's side villain material. The time they were at the high school, there were a bunch of guys that were smoking up in some wagon. That shit was funny as hell.
Oh yeah, I guess the king had that fake death.
Oh yeah.
That shit was dumb. He died like 4 times. Like, you fake out death once, you can't keep doing it. But there's moments of all the movies we've talked about. This is the only movie I've seen more than twice. A lot of them was like I watched as a kid, or like a couple of them watched as a kid, watched now. This one I watched I think 2 or 3 times as a kid. But I watched all the Shrek movies a bunch of times.
Yeah, I definitely watched all the Shrek movies this one. So.
I was a Shrek kid,
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on. We got 32, 25, 23, 34. We're still on the same tier. Anyone got a guess for this one? We got a little bit of a range, but nothing crazy here. Anyone
I think Sinbad.
Sinbad? You think it's Sinbad?
Yeah.
Nice. You got the guess, bro. Sinbad.
No.
This movie was... We watched this very recently. Was this last... No, we watched another one after this, but...
Yeah.
Second
was
last.
Yeah, second last.
Okay, the thing with Sinbad is the girl is not needed in the story.
She's there to be what? She's there to be kidnap bait.
She's there to have Sinbad cuck his best friend.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. She was kidnap bait the whole movie because she just got fucking... She got kidnapped, and she's like, oh my god, I love adventuring.
Wait. No, wait. When did she get kidnapped? I'm pretty sure she boarded the boat herself. Right?
Yeah, she did board the boat herself. It was just like... But did she get
kidnapped? No, everyone else got Stockholmed.
Bro. She did Stockholm.
Yes,
or maybe Sinbad got Stockholm. I don't know. But yeah, their romance made no sense, especially because like it happened 5 seconds after they hated each other. Like the switch up was dumb. And Sinbad was being an incel, and suddenly, I love you.
No, bro had his whole I hate women arc, and then he's like, wait a minute, maybe women isn't all bad.
But the super part is like, oh, whenever he was trying to like fucking raise her up and shit, he was like, oh, on the boat I saw the most beautiful thing, and then it was you, but he still acts like that anyway, motherfucker. Oh my god.
Sinbad's another one of those asshole pro tags. You don't really like him,
bro. She's not even the biggest baddie in this movie.
True, the villain, kind of a baddie.
Yeah. Okay, also can we please quickly talk about the horrific CGI in this movie?
It's crazy, because I actually think a lot of this movie looks really good.
It looks amazing.
CG pulls up, and it is awful.
And he kills the whole movie, man.
The plot was alright. I think this actually has the best plot of any movie we've talked about.
Yep. I like the plot. I like the switcheroo at the end. How, like, you know, we thought it was Jover for a hero, and then it just wasn't. That's kind of nice.
Yeah. Alright, moving on. We got another one where someone's way ahead. 36, 29, 31, 18.
Ooh.
Flushed away.
Starting to get higher.
Oh, that's me.
Flushed away. So,
Flushed
Daniel,
away.
You had the... You like this movie more than the rest of us. You go ahead. You can give it thoughts.
Okay. I think this is a really fun movie because I see this movie as a great video game movie. You know, like if I see myself playing,
movie,
if I see
I
myself
played the
playing,
video game.
Is it good?
No.
Oh damn it! Never mind that. But like, I like the Froges a lot.
Oh, I love the frog. He is the best part of this movie.
Yeah.
That guy's hilarious.
That guy's amazing.
The main villain, whenever Le Frog peak.
Le Frog. And I think usually villains, like good villains, that tend to bring movies higher for me.
Fair.
So Le Frog just carried in this movie, I think, a bit too much for me. He risked me up. I suppose you can say that. That's what it is.
We got risked up by Le Frog. I like the art style to an extent, but I do think it's the worst looking of these Aardman movies, which kind of are their own thing within the Dreamworks, like a subcategory.
Yeah.
It's definitely the worst of those. I think it's just alright. It's another one of those Stockholm Syndrome-esque movies in terms of the romance.
Yes, exactly. Dude, it's always a loser-ass motherfucker, and then some fucking girl, and then the girl likes him somehow.
And you don't know what happened. Also, aren't they like, don't she like really hate him at the beginning too? Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He really hate him.
I could see it. Flushed Away and Sinbad, they're all like the same movie if you really think.
Yep.
Ants.
Ants, yep.
Ants.
So next up, two people kind of like this movie than the other two, so we just put it in the middle. It's kind of like one of the other ones. I can't remember which one. But we got 34, 23, 33, and 21. Boss Baby Family Business.
Yo.
Boss Baby.
Okay.
2.
Okay.
Wait. Does it stay in here or?
Yeah, it stays there.
Okay.
Look.
Boss Baby 2.
I was pleasantly surprised.
I'll say
Amy
I was pleasantly
Sedaris,
surprised
baby.
too. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Amy Sedaris, baby. Not bad.
Still maybe a little too kiddish for me, but it's not bad. And it's definitely better. It's way better than the first one, actually.
It's way better.
Way better. Way
Opposite
way,
ends of the
way
same
better.
tier, as you can
Way
see.
funnier. Also, I think Jeff Goldblum as the villain baby is such a good choice. It's just
Yeah. I like both the babies. I mean, like I said, aura, right?
yeah,
These boss
so much
baby
aura.
characters have aura.
Okay. So same thing again. Let's say you're in a bar with your girl, okay, or boy, right?
Yeah.
And the boss baby comes in, he slaps your girl, and then the other boss baby comes in and slaps you. What do you do? Nothing.
You can't do anything. They're babies. They just beat you every
Good
time.
aura. The good aura.
They're just too powerful, man. And I will say, I think the scenes with because like the guy becomes like a kid again, and he becomes friends with his daughter. That was kind of cute. I will say.
I like that. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I
Kind
like
of
that a
like
lot,
good
yeah.
vibes, right? Good vibes.
Yeah.
We always like family plots.
Yeah, we like family bonding, family plots. It's cute.
Fast and Furious movie tier list one.
Our next movie we're pretty consistent with, not too many disagreements here. 28, 27, 24, 27. This is the top of the one is enough tier. We got Shrek Forever After.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Not
Genuinely.
bad. We all thought it was pretty much, I'd put them in the same spots, right? We thought it's pretty good. It's not like that worth a watch, but
It's not like anywhere close to peak Shrek.
it is much. I wouldn't say it's much better. It's a bit better than Shrek the Third for me. Just it's a little stupid, but I think the stupidity is kind of funny.
Yeah.
I liked Fat Puss in Boots. That was
Yes,
kinda
Fat Puss in Boots. I want to mention that so much. I want to mention Fat Puss in Boots is so funny.
I think the setup at the beginning is kind of sucks. Other than the kid that's to like do the war, that shit's funny as hell. Everything else at the beginning kind of sucks. Shrek is an asshole, and you don't even feel like sympathetic for a situation. He just seems like an asshole. But
I like the music guy, you know, the one that makes everyone dance.
Oh,
the
flute,
Pied Piper, right? The Pied Piper.
The Pied Piper.
Like that's funny as fuck.
Rumpelstiltskin, also solid villain. Not great, but
I think
solid.
Rumpelstiltskin was a good villain. Way better than Prince Charming.
Yeah,
Oh,
much
not
better
even
than
close.
Prince Charming for sure.
Yeah, like an actual villain.
Like like he actually was threatening. Like, bro didn't read the fine line. That was his that was his fault. He didn't read the fine print.
Yeah, Shrek 5 coming out next year or something. Crazy.
Yep.
So that's the
Already
end of this
announced.
tier. Love to see it.
Love to
Now,
see it.
because now we get to talk about the movies that we liked. Let's get to the solid stuff. You know, we're now in worth a watch tier. Well, I could watch these movies again for the most part. So, one person ranked this one way lower than everyone else, and one person ranked this way higher than everyone else.
Oh boy, this is a divided one.
So we got, not all of us, 23, 37, 28, 14. So me and Will, we pretty much had it here. That's B movie. Definitely divides opinion, this one.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
So let's start with,
All right,
with
look.
Larry. You know, Larry has it below everyone else. Let's start with Larry.
Okay, the thing with B movie is that like what's the point?
Fair. What is the point?
He literally destroyed the honey industry, and then oh my god, he just rebuilt it, and that was the entire thing.
That is fair. That's a good point. The story is dumb as hell. Here's my defense of the B movie. It's funny.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's funny as hell. Like I was like Patrick Warburton though.
He's the best kid. He got bro gets cucked by a bee. This is so stupid. It's so
but it's just Patrick Warburton being Patrick Warburton in the movie, and I can fuck with that.
Dude, B movie is the epitome of what I was saying earlier, where even the old movies, even the bad ones, are still pretty funny.
I think I put this the highest.
Oh come on, he's living my life.
For you, just like a tear up.
Yep. This is a must-watch Dreamworks experience movie. I don't care what anyone says.
Fair. We've all seen the memes.
Yep.
Okay, so the reason my take is like very committal like Navi's is it's funny as fuck, but then the plot really does make no sense. But it gets carried by how funny it is, so middle of the pack it goes.
Dude, it's like you can tell it's like at every single scene in the movie, they instead of trying to write things about the plot or like how to move things around and stuff, so we're like, okay, but what if he did this? What if he said this? And that's it.
Oh come on, he's living my life.
Even like the beginning was stupid, but I think it was kind of funny seeing how the whole bee like place worked.
They went to fucking court. Like, how do you make this up?
Like, I thought it was really funny at the beginning when they were like trying to get a job, and then they're like, "Oh, there's no spots open," and then someone dies, and the spots open. That's just funny.
Yeah.
This was a childhood classic for me. Here's another childhood classic for me. 24, 16, 27, 33. So this time we got a bit of an opposite thing going on here. Where me and Will once again had it in the middle, and Larry this time has it high. We got Madagascar. Alright, so Daniel, you start. You were the hater.
Okay, see. I do think this movie is funny, right?
Yeah.
But it just doesn't do it for me the same way the B movie does. It doesn't go into, it's just there, like King Julian is funny as fuck, but everyone else is just below like the shitpost territory that I love.
Clearly you feel that way because B movie is 20 spots higher for you.
Yes.
Whereas for Larry, B movie is 20 spots lower.
Yup.
What's your explanation, Larry?
I like the side characters too much, and
the Penguins,
I don't think the character development of Alex is that bad.
Actually, so how I view Madagascar, I think the beginning is really bad. Like it's boring.
Yes. It's a reverse Madagascar 3. It's a reverse Madagascar 3. Like the beginning was so nothing.
But I feel like the Madagascar 3, there was like 10 minutes of good and then like an hour and a half of just
part of the movie.
Once they hit the island, I think it's pretty good. I actually think it's a good movie. Like it's funny. I think the scenes are like you kind of get the arc and you get the conflict between Alex and Marty. I think is fine. And I think King Julian is a fucking riot.
Oh, he's amazing. He's amazing.
That's
the Penguins too, bro.
The Penguins are amazing. And,
the Penguins are.
There's a movie we haven't mentioned yet. We'll get there.
The monkeys? Oh my god.
The monkeys were there for like 3 scenes that they're
the British monkeys.
Oh,
I do say.
Madagascar is also like I have a lot of nostalgia for this movie. I love this movie when I was.
This movie just took a while to kick in for me. It can't be higher because of that. It cannot be higher because of that. But when it does kick in, I think it's solid.
The New York scenes to me are not good. They're very boring. I don't really like how the characters act.
I think the actual start of the conflict is a little dumb. Yeah. That's the other big thing. I think that's the other big thing against it. The actual reason for them starting the plot. I want to get the fuck out of Central Park Zoo. And it's like, but why?
If the movie was just King Julian and the Penguins, literally fake.
We'll get to that.
We have those TV shows, man. We have those TV shows. There's a King Julian show now too.
Yep. I like the Penguin show actually. That's good.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on. A movie these 2 movies part of my childhood. The next one never watched until a couple of months ago, I guess. 22, 19, 22, 29.
Roots?
Yep.
Yep. Where's Roots?
Dude, Crudes?
Oh, there you are.
It was funny. Like, that's one of those funniest movies I've seen, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's endearing. I actually like the family I like the family relationship.
This movie has a bit of that boss baby family business family kind of like cute scenes that you like. This one has more of it, and it's a solid movie. I didn't really know what to expect because I never watched it and never heard anything about it either.
I don't think any of us watched or heard of
I
this.
I watched it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And I watched it with my family. And it was a nice
definitely
family
movie. I like that.
I think this is actually an alright family movie. Like I think the actual family felt really wholesome.
Yeah, I will say the only thing with this movie when you watch it as a family is that you know how the dad is very dumb and
He's
stuff,
really
and he's
dumb.
really clear.
He's annoying at times for sure.
The problem is when people in the family start saying like, "Oh, I'm your grandma. You're just like the grandma," and then she's fucking feral, by the way. You never say that to a grandma. And then when you go to the dad and they go, "Dad, you're just like the dad there, bro. Your dad's gonna die inside."
No, that's fucked up.
I think this movie had like probably out of the entire tier list actually has this craziest like just plot twist ever. There's a dog that dies like 2/3 into the movie, and you think they're actually dead.
Oh yeah,
He
comes back.
The dog return was crazy.
Like that was like Return of the King moment, you know.
I love that guy. That guy's goated. And then they got a cat at the end of the movie too.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just gonna say
like the middle of.
I'm gonna be like Puss in
23.
Boots. I don't know. Puss in Boots.
I'm gonna say Abominable.
Larry, you got a guess?
Wallace and Gromit.
So this is the first time nobody got the answer. It's Madagascar 2.
Ooh.
So this time Larry has it way lower than everyone else. 15, 32, 19, 20. Larry, it's actually your least favorite, you know, of the Madagascar movies if you exclude 3, which obviously we all do.
Oh.
You don't
This
like
hit
this
me.
one? This one doesn't hit you?
The only part that hit me was the Motomoto part.
The Motomoto is big. He's like top 5 Dreamworks character.
But yeah, I just think the fucking story between him and his dad, you know.
Yeah.
Just that's like a worse version of Lion King.
It is a worse version of Lion King, for sure. It's another one of those I just think it's funny, man. You know what this has more than Madagascar 1? It has way more penguins and monkeys.
Yes. This is why I put
and
it so
King
much
Julian.
higher.
Like, all of
And
them
King
are
Julian.
there from the beginning to the end. And
This is why I put it
love
so
them.
much higher for me.
The
'cause
main
it has more
characters
penguins.
also, like Alex, he had an arc. He has an arc in every movie. He's clearly the one that always shows up. Marty also has an arc. And this is the only movie where I think Melman and Gloria matter. This is the only movie where they mattered.
It is the only movie where they matter. Like they actually served a plot purpose.
They're just kind of there in the other movies as like the other friends, but they don't matter. This is the only time they have some sort of thing going on.
Plot relevance.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like how Melman's like a doctor, but not really. It's just kind of funny. You know?
Yeah. I think it is funny. I think.
But yeah, this movie has like one of the funniest jokes too, with the monkeys going like when they revolt, like they're like on a strike.
And then they got like maternity leave and things.
Yeah.
And they were like doing this deal with the penguins. Also, like that woman who beat up Alex in the first movie comes back, and she's just
so
on this
funny.
fucking trip.
She's just on this tour, and like Alex is like, "Oh, you going down, bitch," and she's like, "Nah, you ain't him."
The story in this movie is not that good, and it is just a shit Lion King at the end of the day. But I think this movie is, one, it's funny, and two, I think the character moments are good. Alright, so now we got, I rank this one the lowest. 30, 24, 12. Some will really like this one. 19. The Spirit Stallion of Cimarron.
Yo, Spirit?
This one definitely some big gaps.
You know why? It's because I hated Spirit 2 so much. It made me look back at Spirit 1. I'm like, I was like, yo. I was like, what? I was Larry for a minute. I'm like, what did they do to my boy?
This is way better than the second movie. It's not even
so much better. Animation was so much nicer.
And I like that, you know, it's a kind of a silent movie in terms of the horses. There are some speaking characters.
I think that's why I liked it. It was very different. Like, it was very unique for a DreamWorks movie.
A DreamWorks movie where the animals don't talk? Crazy.
Yeah, like, I think when we watched it originally, I brought up, like, yo, I wonder if the animals are going to talk. And they didn't talk. I'm like, yo.
Dude, if anything, it keeps going into the thing you said, Navi, how DreamWorks was like the anti-Disney, because Disney's always about talking animals.
Yeah.
In all of it. And this is like opposite approach. And also beautiful movie.
This is one of the prettier movies for sure. I think the 2D movies from DreamWorks are all beautiful, and the 2D parts of Sinbad are beautiful too.
Yep. Yep.
Now, why I don't like it as much as you guys is I think I just found the story kind of the pacing was really slow in this movie, and you
can see the plot a mile away.
Yeah, the plot I think I guessed like 5 minutes in, and so that makes it drag even more. The movie's still beautiful. The plot's, even though predictable, is not bad, and I like the fact that the horses don't talk. It gives a different vibe. It's a little more serious than the other movies.
Yeah, sure.
We got 1812. So this is Larry's the highest we've seen so far. 2924. We got Crude's New Age.
Ooh.
Look, it was like as funny as the first one, and then the ending was fire.
Ending was fire, and for me, this movie is way funnier than the first one. And I like the first one enough, but this movie was really funny a lot of the time.
The first half of the movie is like, oh, it's gonna take place in this little camp, and you can kind of predict where the plot's going with the, oh my god, they're trying to get, those two together, right? But then it doesn't really turn into that at all.
I like the build-up about the bananas, where they're like freaking out about the bananas, and you knew obviously these bananas are gonna mean something. That part is obvious. It's just how it means something was very unexpected.
We must sacrifice to our monkey overlords.
Dude, the punching communication shit was so funny.
That was really funny.
That shit was funny. This movie's just funny. I think the plot's just it's a little whatever. There's not that much plot, but I think this movie's funny. One of the funniest newer movies for sure.
Also, I like how they didn't go for a Roma strangle. I think that's because it was being so obvious and boring, but like very easy to do.
It seemed like they were building that up, but then that girl never really reciprocated. She just liked, I forgot their names, but the guy is a friend, childhood friend, and the guy also never really reciprocated with her.
I like that it's subverted like the trope. It's like
you thought Eep was gonna have problems, right? You thought Eep would have problems with that girl. But they ended up becoming best friends, and that was pretty good.
Yeah.
The problems were more with the moms, right? So.
Yeah, but even by then, like, they did resolve that, and like, that was, that, like, you can argue that if you take that plot point away, it's like, yeah, whatever, but, like, I think that movie needs some form of conflict.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think it's a bit too Disney-y at times for me. It is Disney,
and that is kind of a modern DreamWorks thing, right?
Yeah,
where it becomes less edgy than the older movies. So.
Especially the way like the family, like the supposed to civilized family, the way they look.
Yeah, they look very Disney.
Yeah, they look to this. They look so out of place, but no, in a good way.
We'll like to also mention beautiful movie, very nice movie.
Oh yeah.
At some point, the movie started looking really good. I think this might be the beginning. I'm not sure. Anyways, so. 21, 20, 13. So Will rank this one really high. 28. It's time to dip into a series we haven't dipped into yet.
Oh boy.
Kung Fu Panda 3. The pretty much agreed upon the worst Kung Fu Panda movie amongst us, but it's still pretty good.
I like this one. I like this one better than 4, to be honest.
Yeah, I think you actually put it one spot above 4.
I put it one spot above. I put it one spot above.
Yeah. I think this movie is good, and I think the villain is all right, but I think the whole.
I think I value Kai as a villain more than the chameleon. I think as 3, like the relationship between Poe and his dad, like I like. That exploration where it's like, yo, you didn't lay me as an egg, and like Mr. Ping was like, no.
Bro said, who is dad?
It was a continuation from 2, which was like a big plot of Poe discovering who he actually is. I think they literally replayed a scene
in 2. They could literally replayed one of them. One of the scenes.
Yeah, I think you're right. But it was a continuation of 2's plot of like Poe discovering who he is beyond like just being the dragon warrior.
For me, my main problem with the movie is I think the movie hit a crawl when it hit the village.
Yeah.
I didn't really like the characters.
Yeah, the village is definitely the weakest point.
I didn't care for the characters in the village or for anything that was going on in the village.
The other thing I wished for that the series itself was building up, that the pandas and their chi were like more built up, because Oogway at the very first thing predicted the Dragon Warrior would like come in ball fire, red, black and white shit. And then it was like supposed to pay off in the third movie, and the payoff didn't hit as hard as I think it could have.
Yeah. This movie will forever have a special place in my heart because there was one summer of 2019, 2020, I forget which one it is. 2019, yeah, I believe. And I went to watch a movie for a toonie. And I sneaked in, and then after watching this movie at Cineplex, I sneaked in into Blade Runner 2049. So I basically watched Blade Runner 2049 for only a toonie.
True.
So, thank you, Good for Thunder 3.
We were on this one for a while. We have the first movie that's in someone's top 10 coming up next. Anyone got a guess for what it is? One of you has this movie in your top 10.
Wallace and Gromit.
I have no idea. I'm gonna guess Wallace and Gromit too. Even though I
Larry.
Bad Guys.
So Larry, it is in your top 10. The movie is Bad Guys.
I love Bad Guys just because the animation was kind of sick.
The animation is really good in this movie. So 26.
The plot wasn't complicated, right?
Yeah.
But
it almost made it was not.
9, 16, 30.
Yeah, I put it at 16. I also really enjoyed this movie. I had an argument at one point that this was like 11 or 10, so
and then you dropped
this was considered. Yeah, and then jump 5 spots.
So you have it in your top 10. You just you think it's a decent plot and a really nice looking movie.
Yeah, and like the music themes are fire too.
That one song is fire.
Yeah, one song is insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just had a good time with this movie, and I always like the rehabilitating plotline. Yeah.
It is a pretty movie. A lot of the newer movies look really nice in general. I think this movie is just it's got kind of like a old comic booky style. I don't know how to say it. Looks like it's coming out of a book. That's what I would say. But yeah. I think why I didn't rank it as high is I just think it wasn't as funny as a lot of the other ones here, but I think it's still a solid movie. But yeah, I think I had it towards the lower end of B, and then you had an A, and everyone else had it like higher B. This movie for the furries also, so maybe there's a bit of a furry. You know the fox girl. Right. Yeah. Alright, next up, 27, so I have the lowest actually. 27, 15, 20, 15, Puss in Boots. The original Puss in Boots.
The original Puss in Boots.
The OG Puss in Boots. We got the goat Humpty Dumpty in this movie.
Yes! Humpty Dumpty the goat.
Ugliest character I've ever seen.
The ugliest character ever created. So like he's what an abomination of a character.
But he's so ugly, he is a little endearing in a way.
Yes, I agree.
I love everything in the movie, right? Except for Humpty Dumpty.
You like everything except Humpty Dumpty?
Yeah.
I think it's a little slower paced than I want it to be, but it's a decent movie. But I think for me, it was weird watching this movie after the Shrek movies because the tone is so different. But I mean, it's a decent movie. I don't really remember too much from it. It's one of the earlier ones we watched too. I just remember it being all right. Remember that one time they were going down the stairs.
See, I have a very similar experience to you, except I watched this. I really remember watching this after Shrek the Third. So maybe for me, that's why I have it a bit higher, because it's just such a whiplash stuff. Still,
I ultimately have it above Shrek the Third. I think I liked Shrek 3 more when I was a kid. But
yeah.
Times have changed. I'm an older man.
Yeah.
Next up, 14, 21, 15, 26. We have the most recent movie we watched, the last movie.
Ooh, yeah. Abominable.
Abominable. Which, I don't really know how to describe it. Like, if I were to, because I ranked it the highest of all of us. It's more, because, like, the plot is generic, the characters are a little whatever, but the animation is nice. I think the movie's kind of cute. I got very, like, wholesome vibes from the movie. And that's, I very feel good about this movie.
Yeah,
there was a lot of roundness in that movie.
Everest, the abominable guy, is like the cutest thing ever. And then yeah, go ahead, Larry. I was just gonna mention the mouse.
Yeah, well, I think the overall like plot, everything, like you could find this anywhere, right? But it's very like good at what it does.
Generic movie done well.
Yeah, very much. Yeah.
I feel like this one has a different writer than a lot of the other movies, I feel. There's like another company on this one, I think, if I remember correctly. It was I didn't have any expectations. It definitely surpassed what I had, which is nothing.
Is it also a first movie? Actually, no, never mind. Listen, I was gonna say movies are not necessarily set in the Western world per se as well. Different.
Yeah.
Or like too much.
Yeah, so this movie was also worked on by Pearl Studios, so it's not just DreamWorks and Universal.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I got. It looks a little different too, doesn't it? 11, 28, 18, 13. We got Chicken Run.
Oh. Chicken Run. There's the 28.
There's another revealed plot, so, in that way it's a little dumb. I just think this movie's funny, bro. I think the Aardman movies are they're funny, man. Chicken Run, I like the animation too. I love the animation. I think the part where the woman falls into the fucking machine is hilarious.
It's fucking hilarious.
She fucking dies.
Dude, this animation makes the facial expressions. Like,
all the facial expressions, the chicken's fucking hilarious.
It's so funny the whole time. And
probably a bit of nostalgia. I think it's the first movie I actually watched.
I think this movie's humor kind of carried it for me.
Oh, 100%.
I think this movie's funny as hell. I ranked it pretty high. This is just outside of my top 10. Larry
was like 18 for me.
So Larry, you blood this one. You got any more to say?
It's okay, man. I don't know. It didn't hit me that hard. That's all I really gonna say too.
Larry doesn't fuck with that. Doesn't really fuck with no Aardman movies. He doesn't fuck with the British humor.
That's fair.
Yeah, he's like, a circus genius.
Yeah.
He doesn't get that one now. Clearly not.
It's also so stupid watching them all try to fly. That shit's so dumb.
Yeah. Also, great concept for a movie too. Come on.
Yeah, great concept. Good concept. It's like a Prison Break movie.
Yeah. Ooh, chickens.
Yep. Alright, so we've had some contrasting opinions. The next movie, there's like no contrasting opinions. We all put it in almost the same spot. 16, 18, 17, 16. We got Penguins of Madagascar.
Oh, best! Yep. The best Madagascar movie.
Yep.
For me, I actually had a below Madagascar 2 by 1 spot, but I like this one a lot too. This movie, it's so silly, bro.
It is, yeah. I think the ending.
This movie just it's ridiculous, bro. That one scene where he's just biting the Cheeto and he just keeps interrupting.
the constant crunch.
The penguins are so funny, bro. Penguins are like among the best characters in all of
Are you my mom?
Fucking hilarious.
And then Kowalski goes like, "Yo, we're all gonna die eventually." And he's like, "What? What?"
I think the plot of this movie is not that good, but the penguins are really funny. I love that octopus guy and the octopus people. That one scene where they're dancing and slapping each other asses is hysterical.
Yeah.
I will say I don't really care for that other group.
Yeah, other team. Yeah.
Yeah, like the wolf and the owl that Kowalski wants to fuck. And there's like a polar bear, I think. Yeah, I didn't fuck with them. They're whatever to me.
Yeah, kind of whatever. It took away from the penguins. Let's face it.
Penguins and the octopus guy, amazing. And that one scene where he kept saying actor names except he tells them to like do stuff. Alright, so next movie is actually the newest movie. You already know what that is. 19, 11, 14, 22. We got Kung Fu Panda 4. I think the general consensus of movies that people don't really like it. I feel like we all liked it to an extent.
Yeah,
like,
we did.
Yeah.
Contrary to what people said, like, I know a lot of online people said, like, oh, this is the worst Kung Fu Panda movie, and I have to disagree.
I disagree as well.
I have to disagree.
You put it up below 3.
Yeah, they're literally right beside each other. They're literally right beside each other, man. You can't say anything when they're back to back from on my list.
I still think Poe's a fun character. I think the story is still pretty solid. It's not amazing, but it's still solid. Chameleon, you could say, isn't that interesting.
That's my only reason for why it's lower than 3. Like,
Tai Lung is back and he's fucking hilarious in this movie.
Yeah, the B-Pot's fun too.
Yeah, the gay dad B-Pot.
Yeah.
They're just having a dick measuring contest of who's the better dad for Poe. It's like, yo, let me dad.
Yeah.
I'm the dad.
Except they just gas each other up. Yeah.
They haven't gassed each other out. It was awesome.
It's like, you're a great dad.
They didn't use the Fearsome 5, which was kind of weird, but they wanted to focus on Awkwafina Fox as Poe's side character.
Weird
that she became the next Dragon Warrior. The whole thing was about Poe moving on, which
like I said, I feel like the whole series progressed to like Poe kind of discovering himself, and obviously what he's gonna do
gains a level of maturity with every movie, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny how he's like the most broken guy ever. He's just like a god, basically.
Not as much action in this movie either.
Yeah, not
as I think the other ones.
I mean, it's still decent though. I think Kung Fu Panda, just as a concept, is always going to be solid.
Yeah.
I guess they could really fuck it up, but the top of B tier, boys. We've gotten to the top. The creme de la creme of okay.
Ooh.
Anyone got a guess for this one?
The top of B tier?
I have a guess. Yeah. I want to say Road to El Dorado.
Road to El Dorado, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Road to El Dorado.
Because it hasn't come up yet.
12, 14, 21, 17. This movie's pretty dumb, but it's so funny, bro. It's just really funny.
They got a baddie, bro.
Yup.
They got that one baddie lady, but then, the whole movie is about them gaslighting and lying to these people.
We all agree, definitive DreamWorks baddie, and then the movie's just so stupid, bro. They're just lying to these people, pretending to be gods.
I think it was a little too much. I think it was a little too much for me, which is why it's a little on the lower end of the spectrum for me. But I still enjoyed the movie. I still enjoyed the movie's humor and everything.
Also, another 2D movie, so it's like one of the beautiful ones as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, for sure.
Looking at the movie's animation, and it is a liar revealed plot, which
you've seen it once, you've seen it a million times.
But hey, it's not the first one. I think no, Ants wasn't that. I'm confusing Ants with Bug's Life. This one's good. I like the dynamic of Tulio and the other one. They did the both meme. Both is good.
Miguel, what's his name?
Miguel.
Both?
Yeah.
Both. Yeah. I thought the horse was hilarious too. Like the horse.
Pretty funny. And that one stupid game that they played. This is dope as hell.
Yeah. And they knew what they were doing with Chell.
Yeah, they did. I want to. What are the older ones edgier than the newer ones, which I like.
Yep.
Okay. Now we jump up. Do you want to know what the difference between Road to El Dorado and the next movie is in terms of the average?
How big?
It is 4.7.
Jeez.
It is a huge jump from here to the next tier. We gotta go to must watch now. With a movie one person didn't like as much, and everyone else ranked in their top 10.
Interesting.
Wallace and Gromit.
Oh, that's me.
22, 8, 9.
Wallace and Gromit.
If you ask me, this was arson. Arson? Aye, someone arsing around. That's right.
As soon as they said that, like, oh, it's because it's definitely Larry who wrote.
So
Larry, you got the room.
Go ahead.
Look, all I gotta say, I had to rewatch this because I fell asleep while watching it.
You have to rewatch.
What?
We were
I think I can understand. It's a British humor kind of movie, and British humor might not be for everyone.
When I was British humor kind of guy.
I was at Bantha's house. You remember Bantha's house watching this, right? Yeah. I fucking fell asleep. I had to rewatch it when I fucking yesterday after that night. Oh my god. And it just didn't hit me that much. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought this shit's so funny, bro.
Dude, the fucking roller coaster fight between Gromit and the fucking other dog. that was peak British humor because the ride just stops in the middle. They're like, yo, I got this. They pull out the purse, and then they just resume. Peak British humor. I grew up on shit like Rowan Atkinson, like the Black Adder.
Yeah, Mr. Bean.
I love British humor.
Yeah, this movie's really fun. It's stupid, but it's fun. I love how
this is the kind of movie.
Cheese.
This is the kind of movie that doesn't need a plot. Like Wallace and Gromit had a plot. I did not give a fuck if it had no plot.
Yeah.
The movie was just non-stop fire, joke after joke, and like pretty much every joke hit.
Also a lot of the jokes are very visually.
It's funny. It's very slapstick, you know.
Yeah, a lot of the jokes are very visually too, which I really liked. A lot of impactful jokes.
Good visual.
The plot was used as a device to deliver their humor, and they used it perfectly.
But I love the animation of this movie. Like I like the art like stop motion style. I didn't like it fleshed away as much because I feel like they moved away from that. The look, the animation was different. I feel like it was more CG than stop motion, but still had the same art style, clay look. But yeah, I like this one a lot. Larry just doesn't fuck with the Brits. That's okay.
I like dry humor, but like, damn, bro.
Alright, next up, 13, 6, 11, 8. It's time to open up another series that we haven't talked about yet, but it's got a couple movies. How to Train Your Dragon 3. We got, I already said it. Larry had it the highest as a 6. I had the lowest, but I just think it's the worst of the trilogy, but it's still good. This trilogy is very consistent in its quality. All the movies are good.
Yep. Really good.
Really good.
I found the side characters a little annoying in this movie. Like Hiccup's goons. I found them a little annoying. But other than that, I like this movie. I'm glad Toothless get some action, bro. Get some pussy.
Yo.
Bro gets the pussy.
Yeah, I like how the movie kind of like reiterates the bond between Hiccup and Toothless. You know? I liked it a lot.
The scene at the end is very satisfying to see.
It's so satisfying.
Really
it's like
really good ending.
Seeing their kids with Astrid, like it's like
when Toothless comes back. That's peak, bro. That's probably the best moment of the whole trilogy, actually.
Yeah. A very satisfying ending to the
trilogy. A very satisfying ending to a trilogy.
Yeah.
And definitely, I like the Kung Fu Panda movies, but this one is more consistent in its quality, at least.
Yeah.
I think Kung Fu Panda has a higher peak, but the consistency of this series is what makes me like this is a series that I'm super nostalgic for. Like I will not like rating these movies for me was definitely a little bit of bias, but that's the point.
It is the point. This whole list is biased. Everyone's gonna have a different list. Anyone watching will have a different list. I just hope they don't like Captain Underpants. But other than that, whatever they like.
I mean, so far the deviance between some movies has not been like that big.
The craziest of the difference between Larry's opinions and Daniel's opinions on B Movie and Madagascar 1, where they're complete opposites.
And the same decision.
The swap between those two was crazy. 4, 13, 9, 11. Prince of Egypt.
By the power of Ra.
I think this is artistically my favorite movie.
Yeah, this is very beautiful. Right?
Yeah.
I don't think it's just beautiful.
It
was a dark. This was a dark movie.
This one's kind of. It's like. It's like historical fiction, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a story that was written before, and this one just kind of brings that to light. That story is not a very children's story, right?
Like this is not really a children's film. There's
probably the darkest Dreamworks movie, right?
There are some scenes in this movie where I think you would be scared if you were young enough.
Disturbing scenes, man. There's like
the Angel of Death, man.
Die, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, the Angel of Death coming down and killing all the firstborn children.
Yeah, it's because this is based on the book of Exodus from the Bible.
Yeah.
The plagues of Egypt raining down, like
it's based on Moses, you know.
It's not my favorite movie, but I put it at 4 because I think it's artistically the nicest, like the best movie. I think visually it's beautiful. I love the score. The score in this movie is probably my favorite of any DreamWorks movie. And I think this one actually has the best reviews of any DreamWorks movie too. This is generally the most loved one. I will say pretty much no humor to take, but that's not really the point of this movie. And I think that's fine. Let's keep up the How to Train Your Dragon series, boys. 10, 5, 6, 10. How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Vikings, enemies again, locked in combat to the bitter. Oh!
Daniel's the only one that has this below 3.
Yeah.
But everyone had all the movies pretty high, so.
I think I had like 2 spots before 3. I had like very close.
Yeah, it's like 2 spots below 3.
I'll admit it. I'm always flip flopping between which one I like better between 1 and 2.
2 has probably the best action of all 3 movies.
That's why I like it. I think it has really good action.
I think actually 2 might be one of the most consistently like best looking.
And the scene one.
If you look,
go ahead.
Like 2 looks amazing. You look at 1 and it's like, oh, this looks great. And then 2 comes out, and they're like, and you're like, oh my god, it looks so gorgeous.
It is night and day how much better this movie looks than 1. The story's good, the action is good. The scene where Hiccup's dad and mom like they meet was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
The scene where he dies, bruh.
Yeah, that was
sad.
When he yells at Toothless, that was heart wrenching.
That's heartbreaking, man. That's soul breaking.
I was like, get out of here! You killed my dad.
Yeah, definitely, these movies are bangers, man. These are all bangers. This is why DreamWorks is still a good studio, even if they put out Captain Underpants.
yeah, even with Stingers, they still got the sauce.
John Powell's score never fails in this series either.
Yeah,
that's something I did bring up in the 3rd movie. Like John Powell has a very chef's kiss score for this series.
Only 2 more movies in this tier because I saved the peak cinema for just the top 5.
Oh my gosh, there's one movie that hasn't been mentioned yet. It's like, how high is this movie gonna go? I mean, this movie is amazing, don't get me wrong, but it's like, how high is it gonna go?
So, anyone want to guess what the next movie is? Actually, this is a tie. The next movie is a tie, I think? No, actually, this movie's tied with How to Train Your Dragon 2, my bad. Anyone want to guess what it is?
Trolls Band Together!
Trolls Band Together? Oh, bro, I made a mistake. I actually missed Trolls Band Together.
I was wondering, how high is this movie gonna go?
Alright, going back, dial it back. Trolls Band Together is actually in the worth a watch tier. I guess I just skipped over. I missed it between Madagascar. No.
Yeah, I saw that. Like, yo, how many? Spirit? I was like, yo, did I just rate this movie exceptionally low compared to all you guys?
It's between Spirit and Cruise New Age.
No way.
My bad. 17, 30, 25, 12. Me and Daniel liked it a lot more than the others. So, I think this movie is good. I think it's I think it was actually my favorite Dreamworks.
Yeah, like I think it was very enjoyable. Like I would watch this with my kids.
From the last 3 movies that came out from DreamWorks, this is my favorite one.
Yes.
Sometimes I'm a Trolls defender, as in I don't think it's that bad. And Trolls Bad, I just think it's good.
I think my thing for this one is it's just better movies. That's the only reason I rated where
That's fair. I think that's where I put it where it was too.
It was literally because I think there's better movies, but that doesn't discredit the fact that I actually enjoyed watching this.
Yeah, it was fun. I think it's
like it was
funnier,
a fun watch.
Visually good. I think the music scenes are actually better in this one.
Yes, the music scenes are so much better.
There's I really love that one troll, like Justin Timberlake's brother, that has like the giant girlfriend or John, which I
yes.
That shit's fucking hilarious.
That subplot was so funny.
Yeah.
What else? It's
like I love when the NSYNC pro showed up at the end.
Yeah, like the throwback at the end.
I will say, throughout the whole series, I like Justin Timberlake troll a lot. I don't remember his name, but I like him a lot as a character. In all the movies, I liked him.
Yeah.
And this movie's just good. I think you can see some of the stories and conflicts coming, but otherwise, I mean, solid movie. Obviously, we just jump from A tier to B tier. It's nothing like those movies, but we all liked it, I think.
Yeah. I really liked it.
I thought the villains were funny too.
Yeah, I like the villains. I liked them.
They were so stupid. 7, 7, 10, 7. We got Shrek. Shrek 1.
Shrek 1, yeah.
The classic.
I pray that you take this favor as a token of my gratitude.
Thanks.
This is the movie that I think it was the first CG movie, right?
Yep.
This movie kind of established what I think of DreamWorks as in the edgier animation studio. Because it was kind of the first that came. Prince of Egypt was kind of its own thing. And then Shrek came out and you're like, oh shit. It's like a parody of Disney.
Just straight up, this is the epitome of we parodied
and
Disney.
It's in like the lore that like a lot of workers at DreamWorks that they got punished basically by not working in Egypt and to work on Shrek instead.
That'd be so funny. Shrek's just it's a good movie, bro. The story's pretty good too. It's funny. I think Shrek is a great character. I love Shrek as a character. His whole like conflict, I resonate with. You always feel bad for him, except in Shrek Forever After. Well, he's like, oh, I want to be on my own, and you kind of understand why. Everyone's kind of an asshole to him.
Yeah.
This movie's it's got the edgier jokes. It's funny. The whole scene where they're escaping the castle is really cool looking.
Really
Obviously,
cool.
this movie is a little aged. It came out in 2001.
Yeah.
I mean, this iconic scene, the beginning.
Yeah. Somebody once
told me that.
The song is just forever linked to Shrek. Yeah, I like Shrek a lot.
I like Shrek too.
Will had a little lower than the rest of us, still pretty high in this top 10. So. In fact,
I was never really a Shrek fan growing up. That's really it.
From How to Train Your Dragon 2 onwards, every movie is in our top 10.
Oh my gosh. Do we have one more in must watch?
There's one more in must watch.
Oh my gosh.
Top of must watch, just outside of our top 5, where that's the only thing I'm putting in Speak Cinema. 8856 Kung Fu Panda 2.
Yep. No surprise.
Yep.
Yeah, now we're back to the movies where I'm like, yeah, there's no surprises here.
Got it. Stealth mode.
Great movie, bro. Kung Fu Panda 1 had a lot to live up to, and I think Kung Fu Panda 2 largely did. I don't like it as much, but I think it's still got the humor, still got a good story, has some great scenes. That scene where he like throws the cannonball back.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. That's very pretty as fuck too.
I like the scene where Poe had to like remember his past, where he's like, oh, everyone, like my parents are dead. You killed my parents.
Yeah, that was great. I like the scene where Poe was a little guy and Mr. Ping found him.
But here's the like, it was a very like they used animation in like a very clever way, because if you notice, every time Poe flashed back to his past, it was always like a very cartoony like animation, and then when he actually learned to accept it, that's when it went back to the normal ass animation, and you're like, man, the symbolism.
I'd say the 2D animated parts of Kung Fu Panda, I really like the way it looks too. It's got a very unique. It looks like it's on a scroll, right?
Yeah.
And you know, Poe is he's a good character, man. He's a funny character. We love Jack Black. His premise as Poe is basically perfect, so it doesn't matter which movie. He always does the job, man. Alright, boys.
Oh,
it's time
boy.
for the top 5. Peak cinema.
I don't think I'm ready. I mean, I am.
Number 5. I rank this one the lowest. 9,
Okay.
4, 4, 5. We got How to Train Your Dragon, the original. This movie's sick, bro.
Great.
It's got a sense of adventure that I think
the emotion from the scene where Hiccup first flies on Toothless. Oh my god, I get chills. I get chills when I watch that scene on a rewatch. Anytime I rewatch this movie.
I agree with Will. I think out of all the movies, this one just hits this emotional checkpoint just a bit higher.
How to Train Your Dragon as a series is less focused on humor, more about emotional beats, the story, and just the sense of adventure too. And this movie hits all of that, bro. And I think it's the best of its trilogy. I think we all rank it the best of the trilogy. I think I just had the trilogy a little lower than you guys, but I still really like this movie too. Toothless is a great character. Go ahead, Larry. What were you saying?
It was very character driven, yeah.
Would absolutely watch again.
Yep.
Oh, 100%. I've watched this movie too many times already.
The whole conflict between Hiccup and his dad is really, really resonates also with me.
I like how this movie also absorbs you into the world of Vikings so easily as well. It's like right from the get-go, you're just like, you're in Viking land, but it's like just a second.
At this point, with all the movies left, we like all these movies, just our opinions differ exactly where we put them, but we like all these movies.
Yeah, we did. Like, these movies, without a doubt, I've watched multiple times in my life.
Same. 4th place.
Who's getting eliminated, bro? This is like
one
Grandma
person
Island.
had it lower than everyone else. Everyone else had the exact same rating.
Oh my gosh, I know
Who's the odd one? Who's the odd one out?
3, 10, 3, 3.
Megamind.
There is no Easter Bunny, there is no Tooth Fairy, and there is no Queen of England. This is the real world, and you need to wake up.
Who did it? Who fucked with this movie?
It was me, bro. Put it the lowest, but
how could you, Larry?
Top 10.
Look, like the only reason why it's not as high as anything else is like, I don't know. I thought his plot, not his plot, but his character development of like, oh, I eliminated all the good. What do I do now? Is this, it's like, what did you expect? Come on.
I think that's pretty funny though. I think that's pretty funny as a plot.
I also think it's pretty funny.
Like, bro was like, oh my god.
I'm not saying it's not funny. It's just, like, if I try to put it against something more emotional, most of the time, emotional stuff would win. Yeah.
Same thing for me. Like,
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, usually, I still have the opinion that plot trumps over anything in the movie. But again, this movie's just too memey and too funny, so like, I had to give it a pass.
Of the top 5 movies, I think all the other movies in the top 5, even some of the ones outside, have a better story. But what Megamind has is, I think it's by far the funniest movie. I think it's the funniest DreamWorks movie. It's not even close. And the main reason for that is Megamind himself is the funniest fucking character in all of He's my favorite DreamWorks character. I fucking love him. He's so good, man. Will Ferrell as Megamind, perfect casting. I just love Megamind.
The music choices in the movie were so good too. Welcome to the Jungle playing.
Welcome to the Jungle part was fire, bro. Like I said, the story not as good, but this movie's so fucking funny, bro. And the meme potential. I mean, you've already seen.
Yeah, I mean, this is just...
people still meme the fuck out of this movie.
And you know, even outside of the humor, another character that you feel his struggle, Megamind, from the very beginning. You feel his struggle, where he's just kind of, he was like born in a prison, bro. Like, what the fuck? It's so unlucky, man. Even the other character, I love Metro Man, just kind of, like, as a character, he just.
And I love you, Random
because
Citizen.
he was too lazy to keep being a superhero.
Yeah, I love that. He just like, man.
The villain's like unapologetically an incel, and that is just funny.
Yeah.
I fuck with Megamind, bro.
Oh, shit.
At one point, it was my number 1, and then I changed and put it number 3 when I thought about it more.
Yeah, when I first made this list, I put it number 2, and I was like, I'll change for a little bit.
Anyways, number 3 into our top 3, 2, 3, 7, 2. We got Shrek 2.
Shrek 2?
Oh, we got a white Bronco heading east into the forest, requesting backup.
It's time for the men in steel to teach these madcap mammals their devil-may bear attitudes just won't fly.
Okay.
Shrek 2.
Basically, to me, well, it's just one of the best sequels of all time in any movie. This movie's got everything. It's got good characters, a pretty good story. It's funny as hell with the old school edgy humor of DreamWorks. That one scene, you know the scene.
The best ending.
The best ending.
We know
the
that
best ending.
Whether or not you have this as your number 1 best scene in DreamWorks.
Absolute cinema.
Going up to the
Absolute cinema.
With I Need a Hero playing. Fuck, bro.
I need a hero. I gotta tell you guys, the way I rank this movie is like how many times during the movie I raised my arms up saying absolute cinema.
Yeah.
That's how I ranked them.
Definitely had a lot of that. Me and you had him in the same spot. Number 2.
Yep.
And it just Will had it a bit lower, but he still put it in his top 7s. Still pretty high. This movie's funny too, and once again, I like Shrek as a character. And it also gave us Puss. It invented Puss. Antonio Banderas.
Oh,
as a cat.
You couldn't do it better, especially because you guys know he used to do a similar character before called Zorro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know. He's basically Zorro as a cat.
He's basically Zorro as a cat. It's so sick.
I also like to add, we always talk about that one scene, but there's another scene that I think is also very good. The scene where they're leaving the potion factory.
Oh yeah,
that scene is awesome too.
Yeah.
When like random potions hit them and they like transform into shit. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's also like a movie about like also like I really like the emotional beats touch. It's like you don't need to look. It's like I like you how you are.
Look, man, just a stupid funny scene that I can think of right now. That time where Fairy Godmother's yelling at Harold the King, and they're in that little like floating wagon, and then she opens the window and she orders the fucking takeout. And then Prince Charles like, Mother, I want the medieval meal. That shit's so funny, bro. What the fuck? I love Shrek 2. Actually, I had 3 movies constantly vying for my top 3, and Shrek 2 is another one. Anyways,
okay.
You see the last 2, so I might as well just guess right now. Which one was the winner, do you think?
Puss in Boots. Last Wish.
Yeah. Puss in Boots is the best.
We all have.
Did we all put it as our number one?
Puss in Boots' Last Wish was number one. Not everyone
Was it
has
number one on all our lists?
because I don't have it as my number one.
Damn.
Wow.
So
you swapped
my
Kung Fu
number
Panda
one
and Puss in
is
Boots.
Kung Fu Panda. So 1, 2, 2, 4 on Kung Fu Panda. I think Kung Fu Panda is like maybe the best animated movie of all time in that conversation. You know, at least Western animated movie. Kung Fu Panda, that movie's just so fucking funny, man. And
it's funny. It has action. It's like a really good plot.
The action scenes of this movie are so good, and the fight with Tai Lung, crazy.
I think this one had the best animation scene. Like the fight with Tai Lung with Shifu. Obviously you got the Fierce Five. Like I think this had the most amount of action of any of the Kung Fu Panda movies.
Tai Lung's introduction on that bridge.
Tai Lung's introduction, amazing. Dude. Best villain, right? Best villain.
The Furious Five got power craft like immediately.
Yeah.
This movie just it hits everything. The story's good.
It's still memey as fuck. Like people still quote, "Finally, a worthy opponent. Our battle will be legendary."
And look, the final battle is awesome. The action is good, but it ends in a way that's just so Kung Fu Panda. Bro just grabs his finger and says skadoosh.
Yeah, but I still think like they had a lot of real moments where Poe realized like the true meaning of the scroll, and I think it's very true to life. It's a very true to life message for children too.
Yeah, for sure.
Like there is no secret. It's just you.
It's just you. It's deep, bro.
It's deep. It's a really good message. It's a really good message.
And you know, also we mentioned Boss Baby aura. Poe has aura, man.
Oh, Poe has
100%, 100%.
I think Poe is my second favorite character in Dreamworks. My number one.
Bro in this movie said, "Oh, you never seen Bear Style." Yeah, we never seen Bear
I like
Style.
how he's such a stupid fanboy too, and then he just becomes the dragon.
I love that guy.
He's just a fucking nerd. He's a chubby bear who works at a noodle shop. Anyways, number one, Puss in Boots' Last Wish.
There was the running of the bulls in Pamplona. Hola, señorita. Do you like gazpacho?
I didn't have it as one.
I don't know.
I actually had it at 5, just because I liked 4 movies more. I still love this movie.
I don't know what they're saying. I don't know what there is to say about this movie. Like this.
1. Yeah, you guys all ranked as your number 1.
Yeah.
The depiction of like anxiety, death as an actual just character, like bro, like and he like bro's like and not metaphorically or any other word. I'm death. Straight.
It is just
up.
death, man.
Straight up, like fucking chills.
And then when he whistles, you're like, oh fuck.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Bro, your skin starts to crawl when he whistles, bro.
See, they made him an antagonist, but not like the main villain.
He's an antagonist, but yeah.
The side characters are fun. Yeah.
Jack Horner,
I love all the side characters.
Real villain. That guy was
Goldilocks was a great side character.
Goldilocks, good side character. Her story with the bears.
The animation is just insane.
Beautiful. Looks like a storybook, right?
Yeah, there's so many hidden details too. Like if you go back to the scene with Goldilocks reading the book when they were looking for the last wish, if you take the first letter of every single capital, I think it's either capitalized or first thing in the paragraph, it spells like I think you already have it or something. Because what she wanted was family, but she already had it. If you go back and you look at that detail, like,
watch the hidden details you didn't see in Puss in Boots' Last Wish.
I had to look it up because but when I saw it and I looked it up for myself, I'm like, oh my god, shit.
You know, one of the reasons I put it number 1. It's you mentioned Antonio Banderas.
Yeah.
As Puss in Boots. Now we get a movie. I think where he really feels comfortable. Really, really.
He knows his role.
He's now Puss in Boots also in real life. You know.
he's truly found his role.
He's possible.
Oh, sad. Kitty Soft Paws is way better in this movie than she was in the first one.
Yes.
Yeah,
Salma
I
Hayek.
like more like a real character in this one.
Also,
the first one I felt like she was just there.
I like the comedic relief Perrito character.
Funny
Oh
dogs.
my god, the dog
Funny
is so
doge.
funny, dude.
The dog is so funny.
Yo, he's swearing at shit, dude.
I like how just evil Jack Horner is, bro. Just kills all his guys. Like, lets them all die. Like, they're just dead.
Yeah, I like that too. Yeah.
That cricket was like, wow, you're
Bro,
like,
I literally sent you to see like a week ago. I'm like, your witch is horrible. You're horrible.
Yeah, I liked. Yeah, he's so people. He uses his people as just like as a means to an end. Like he does not give a fuck. It's like, he uses his people like Pikmin, except he doesn't care about the Pikmin.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then when he says it to Jack's like, oh, you're just realizing. Bro's like, oh, you just realizing this now? It's like bro knows what he's about. He knows he's an asshole.
Bro had his little bag of fucking like bullshit items.
Yeah, but he had his bag of holding.
There's a bunch of random fairy tale garbage in there. He's like the most irrelevant fairy tale, so he just pulls up as just pure evil out of spite, pretty much. And shouts to John Mulaney. Yeah, good voice acting, even though he has one voice. What I would like to say is that Puss in Boots' Last Wish is a sign that DreamWorks can still put out absolute bangers. I mean, they haven't since, but I mean, look at the other 4 movies. They came out way before, right? Way before, and then this was like a sign. It's like, oh, they can still do. They still got it like that, or sometimes. And then they put out Ruby Gilman, which is just alright, I guess.
Another thing, I suppose, where Puss in Boots really shines compared to every other movie. It is kind of cheating to say this, but I can say it. Because watching this in Spanish is really good because Antonio Banderas also voices.
Yeah, because he does know how to speak Spanish. It's perfect.
Does Salma Hayek also speak in the Spanish?
Yeah, she also speaks it. So it's a sort of thing where they can do like a lot more, I suppose, of the crazy like slangs in that one, and it's really funny. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, shouts to Puss in Boots with a beard.
Yes.
I think what this movie is really unexpected how much better it is than the first one.
Yeah,
Kung Fu Panda 2 was like close to Kung Fu Panda 1, and then Shrek 2 was better, but it's not that much better. But Puss in Boots is way behind whatever this movie is. Like, it was just the unexpected banger sequel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there we go, boys. We watched every DreamWorks movie. We'll do more of these. I don't think anything will be as long as the DreamWorks one, though. The Pixar is like half the size of the DreamWorks movie.
And we're never doing Disney because we would die.
Yeah.
Before we finish that.
Even the shittiest movies here, if you watch with the boys, there's fun to be had just because of the boys, man.
Not home.
No.
Oh yeah, definitely not home. Not home.
Don't watch home. Don't watch any of that crap at the bottom.
Yeah. Like realistically, anything starting here.
Low-key Shark Tank, but yeah.
Yo, low-key switches too?
I would. Oh, GG's, boys.
GG's.
It was good.
I'll cut